San Luis, Argentina, a province with one of the smallest populations in the country. Although city life is flourishing, 80% of the people still live out here, in widely spread rural communities, often with little electricity and no telephones. For many, a 3-hour bus journey to the hospital isn't uncommon, not to see a doctor, but to make an appointment to see one. But amazingly, this tiny province is making a quantum leap over the digital divide thanks to the daring ambition of a visionary government. The challenge was daunting: to thrust San Luis into the 21st century by launching Latin America's first e-government. The goal was to provide telephony and internet to every community of 20 or more citizens to improve lives in every area: health, education, social security.
No vamos a descansar hasta que no le podamos dar a cada ciudadano de la provincia de San Luis un sistema de telefonía, de internet y de televisión por cable por una tarifa plana a los mismos valores que tiene el mundo.
To help them achieve this dream, San Luis turned to NEC to provide a solution. After 3 years of technical work and 22,000 hours of specialist training, this vision became a reality. They call it the Autopista de la Información, the Information Highway. The Autopista is a fully integrated service platform, including an accessible next-generation network. NEC provided everything, from the actual infrastructure of optical fibre, radio and satellite links, which ring the province, to the very building which houses a massive data centre.
Este acompañamiento a la tecnología ha sido una relación estrecha entre la empresa NEC y el gobierno que han permitido desarrollar estos productos.
But NEC also offered the people of San Luis something much more. Fixed internet centres helping to train people both on computers and how to access the internet, and even travelling vans equipped by NEC to bring connectivity to rural areas to people who simply can't afford a computer.
The most surprising thing is when you see people that has never seen a computer in their lives start using a computer, and how they discover technology can put them through the world through a single screen.
Today, thanks to NEC and the San Luis government, schools across the province are preparing children for the future, nurturing a new internet-savvy generation. And in remote villages like this, people can now access critical government services, even booking hospital appointments through mobile technology, knowing that their medical history is already in the database.
La autopista llegó inclusive a lugares donde ni siquiera había luz eléctrica, y la autopista la llevó para que los equipos funcionaran, y esos lugares hoy tienen exactamente la misma chance que el que vive en los centros urbanos, como puede ser la ciudad de San Luis. Y esto es para nosotros un sueño que lo pudimos cumplir y nos parece excelente.
Empowered by innovation, NEC. Established in 1854, the Met Office in the UK is the world's oldest forecasting organisation. They're relied upon to produce regular daily weather reports, hours and days ahead. The key challenge is the sheer amount of data the scientists are required to analyse.
In order to predict the weather, you need to collect a huge volume of data. So that includes satellite observations, measurements made at the ground, measurements made by ships, by aircraft, and various techniques. All these have to be combined to create a picture of what's happening to the weather at the moment. And it is from that picture that you can forecast the weather over the coming hours and days.
The only way they can approach a solution to this problem is by using a supercomputer. They needed the fastest and most reliable machine they could find. Situated in brand new premises in Exeter, England, they installed the super-fast multi-node NEC SX8 system as the hub of their forecasting. The SX8 is quite simply one of the biggest and fastest computers in the world. It's the equivalent of 3,500 PCs, with a main memory of nearly 2,000 terabytes and a capability of more than 1 trillion calculations per second.
The mathematical models that we use now are extremely complex to represent the atmosphere, the oceans, the land, the ice, etc. So they're extremely complex pieces of code.
NEC's reputation for reliability was vital for the relationship with the Met Office.
Since NEC were appointed as contractor, they have worked very hard to make sure that they understand our business, that the team from NEC have become integrated very much into the Met Office team. They really have become an integrated and seamless component of the Met Office operation.
People all over the UK benefit from the weather forecasts produced by the NEC SX8. But there's one more area where the supercomputer's used that's of concern to the whole planet: global warming.
Clearly, climate change is the single biggest challenge facing society today, and the impacts of it are likely to be huge. Forecasting the weather and climate change demands really sophisticated and very complex models. Having a supercomputer of the size and capability that the NEC offers really enables us to do what really is probably the most sophisticated type of modelling that is carried out anywhere in the world.
Predicting global warming and the weather using the NEC supercomputer. It's a vital partnership using technology to help the world. Empowered by innovation, NEC.
Road safety concerns everyone. Despite the introduction of seatbelts, airbags and ABS, there are still too many fatalities on the roads. 40,000 in Europe alone in the year 2000, with 1.7 million injuries. The challenge for the automotive industry was to see if it was possible to harness the power of electronic technology to the interests of road safety. NEC has joined forces with a consortium of European motor manufacturers to develop a technology which will allow vehicles to communicate automatically between themselves, so giving advance warning of dangers ahead. NEC's contribution to the project has been to design a wholly original platform.
This is absolutely novel technology. Nobody, as far as we know, is using this technology in the world.
Still in the research phase, car-to-car is an investment in the future. Car-to-car technology involves cars sending radio signals from built-in sensors to the cars behind, each car sharing information with the others like a moving local area network. The revolutionary difference in the technology is that they communicate without an address, using geographic positions instead from a linked GPS.
We think we are now in the position that we can say this is a reliable technology which we can use for car-to-car communication.
With car-to-car communication, information concerning an accident, weather conditions or sudden braking is passed back down the line with warning signals appearing on a dashboard screen. The technology is linked to a GPS so that a driver only picks up messages relevant to his route. NEC's software knowledge is indispensable to the car makers.
Partners such as NEC will play an increasing role in contributing to our automotive systems. So they will be supplying many of the solutions that we will have in our future vehicles.
Research by NEC and its automotive partners is ongoing. But the technology has already been proved to work. Future applications may allow drivers to see a bigger picture of their environment, discover where the next service station is, the next hold-up, even have a diagnostic check run on their vehicle remotely. But the single greatest benefit is beyond dispute: the saving of lives. Empowered by innovation, NEC.
NEC is committed to corporate social responsibility. That means that NEC is committed to the environment. The company is aware that the use of petroleum-based material eats up 20% of the world's oil production. In Tsukuba, Japan, NEC have set this as their #1 challenge. They're researching new materials, bioplastics, plastics made from plants. They began with a plastic made from corn. As the corn grows, it extracts carbon dioxide from the air. This plastic is renewable and recyclable, but its properties aren't good enough for all our everyday uses, in particular for electronic products. It's not heat resistant, and under pressure, it cracks. Dr. Masatoshi Iji and his team wanted to discover a super bioplastic that could be made without using petrochemicals. Amazingly, they found the answer in a remarkable plant called kenaf.
植物由来の材料というところにこだわったために、新しい添加剤をいろいろ開発したり、選択したりしなければならなかったので、これもやはりかなりの苦労がありました。
Kenaf takes 6 months to go from seed to harvest, and just one field, such as here at the Nature Trust, absorbs twice the carbon dioxide compared to the same area of rainforest in the Amazon. By manipulating the fibres of kenaf and adding them to basic bioplastic, they discovered that not only was it environmentally friendly, it had other remarkable properties. It had turned into a super bioplastic.
例えば強度や耐熱性が元のバイオプラスチックスの 1.7 倍ぐらいにケナフ繊維を入れるとなるんですね。これ我々も非常に驚いたわけです。
The team also developed a new bioplastic with an extraordinary magical property, shape memory. Apply heat and force, and it can be moulded into any shape. Heat it again, and it returns back to its original form. An added benefit, it melts at high temperatures, which means it's also recyclable.
これは初めて初めてのそのリサイクルと形状記憶という2つの機能を持つことをバイオプラスチックスで初めて実現できた。この辺が新しいところですね。
Docomo's Ecof made from NEC's kenaf-based plastic is already on the market. By 2010, 10% of NEC's electronic products will be made from bioplastic. That means a significant reduction in petroleum depletion. And as bioplastic is also biodegradable, it means a reduction too in wasteful landfill. Bioplastics is just one area in which NEC is committing resources in order to develop far-reaching solutions for a healthier and safer environment. Empowered by innovation, NEC.